see that on film, or was there anything other than putting a new quarterback in there that maybe seemed to make such a big difference for Oklahoma State's offense?
Should I talk? Excited about him. You know, guys coming from the JCs, they got to kind of be unique. I mean, you kind of like to build everything. Everybody does kind of as high school students in, but you're always going to have a JC guy or two if they fit the mold. And he's a good student. He's a guy that, you know, didn't need to even go to a JC academically. And so I think the fact that, you know, he really showed up on tape. Looks like he's a physical, aggressive guy. He's got a good frame on him. Coaches down there in his junior college were raving about him as a person and as a player. And then you get around him and start to get a feel for him. And we just think he really fits us, and we're excited about him.
Any reason for specifically that position, going after a JC guy or just a guy that jumped out?
Well, I think that, you know, we're always just trying to find, like, the best players we can find to make our program better, whether they come from a JC or they come from the high schools. And so he was just that unique fit that was like, okay, you know, we're trying to, you know, I don't think you ever feel like, hey, your roster's, hey, we're great at that position. You know, you're always trying to upgrade, and you're always trying to find guys to create competition and make you better.
You tired of answering Boise State questions, or can I throw a few more
Sure.
at you? What, how excited for those guys, and just happy to see where they're at?
Yeah, excited for them. You know, huge game today for them, and I know they'll play well and compete hard. I know that, and it'll be a really interesting game.
What's it been like for you this year, kind of staying busy with yourself, but if you can, maybe trying to peek at the TV some and kind of knowing those guys and seeing how they're doing?
Yeah, you're just so concerned with what you're doing, and usually the schedules don't coordinate to sit down and watch a game. I've seen bits and pieces of them, and certainly keep tabs on them. I mean, just with not only the connection with the players, but the coaches over there. And you know, I said when I left, I knew they were going to be good. So them being here isn't surprising.
Yeah, you said somebody, you knew both sides. It'd be better off for both sides. How'd you know that, or why did you say that at the time that you knew this would work out this way?
Because I just think change can be good, and especially when someone's at a place for a really long time. You know, so much of that stuff is just a feel type thing, and I think you know, nobody likes change, but when it's approached with the right mindset, it allows people to grow and get better, you know, different perspectives, different ways of doing things, and so that's. You know, with all those guys that are coaching there, they have, you know, our background ingrained in them, but they're going to have their own ideas too. So it's still the Boise State way, and with their own tweaks and changes and all that. And we've seen that work before.
Happy for a guy like Jay to have the season he did and then be able to go pro after this?
I'm happy for all those kids, and no doubt for Jay, without question. That guy's worked hard. That guy's gotten better every year. He's a heck of a player.
I know you look at this game, look forward to it, but everyone in Boise is already thinking about the opening game next season. Have you put much thought into going back to Boise and what that'll be like for you?
Nope. The only game I've thought about here recently is one we're playing in 2 days. We'll worry about that a little later.
Cool. Thank you.
Well, yeah, it was easy in the fact that we really thought he could help us.
5 minutes remaining.
The other thing
5
is,
minutes.
we had worked with him in the spring, put him back there. You know, I think in high school, his best position, I'm sure, was running back. And so just with our depth, we kind of saw that a little bit, and so we had been working with him a little bit. So it wasn't like all of a sudden, this week, we get a little bit of injuries. Oh, let's put Shaq over. That wouldn't have worked. So he had some knowledge of our offense through spring and fall camp. And sure enough, I mean, I'm glad we did it.
It hasn't taken away from his defense.
No,